Hey, what's going on? It's Coach Hapa. I am very excited that you are here because we've got an important topic to cover here in Coffee with the DJ, Coach. I feel pretty passionately about this, and I know there's a lot of questions that we've got around this as well. So let's jump into it. We're going to be talking about networking today. All right, here we go. We've got 9 minutes on the clock here, and I am going to jump in and chat about this. So, number one, I think when we talk about networking, I have a lot of students of mine that are under my mentorship that feel like they're not good networkers. And I think we first have to start with redefining what networking is. So like sometimes people think like networking is different than talking to people and connecting with people. And it's not. It's the same thing. If you can have a conversation with somebody, you're networking. Now that person might be a stranger, and that person might be able to connect you, or you might be able to connect with an opportunity through that person. And so that maybe makes networking, quote unquote, networking different. But you're meeting people. And that's all it is. You're meeting people, you're having conversations with people, you're being your authentic self. You're bringing your authentic self to the table. You are showing interest in what this other person does and who they are. And that actually is really important too. I think sometimes when it comes to networking, we think about what this person can offer us. And that's not the best method, to just go around and being like, what can you offer me? Okay, all right, so we should talk. What can you offer me? Okay, then we should talk. You can't offer me anything? Okay, then we shouldn't talk. I also want to flip this around. What is it that you can offer somebody? And maybe it's as simple as a great conversation. You know, maybe this person needed to talk about their day and something that they were going through, and you're providing an ear for that person. So you just never know what it is that you could benefit from by having a conversation with somebody. And by the way, there are special networking events that may be advertised as such. I live in the Los Angeles area, and there are lots of those that happen, you know, where it's thrown by a record label or this type of company or whatever it might be in the space. And this is considered a networking event. And so people come with this anticipation of being able to meet people that they could connect with professionally. That's no different than going to Starbucks to some degree. I mean, there is obviously a little bit of difference because people that are going to Starbucks aren't necessarily going with that same intention. But, you know, there's networking that can be done at parties that you're just attending that aren't necessarily called a networking event. So I really want to change the way that we're looking at networking. I think we should be looking at connecting with people, and those connections can lead to opportunities. And I think the way that we can help those connections lead to opportunities is by finding a way to stay in touch with these people that you're connecting with. So while, yes, this was a great conversation, if it was such a great conversation, I'd like to stay in touch. Like, how do I do that? And what is the method, practically speaking, of going about doing that? Are you carrying business cards with you? Are you actually giving somebody your business card? Are you exchanging Instagram handles or some sort of social handles? Are you exchanging phone numbers or emails? Like, how is that working? Are you giving your information? Are they giving their information? So I'm gonna give you my opinion on this right now. I think that it should be all of the above, as much as possible. And as I'm saying this to you, I have a couple of business cards. I mean, this is a business card actually that I have in my desk. This is a little bit old, but it's still a business card that's valid. It has the old DJ Coach logo on it, but this is my Hapa H logo. This is my name, Hapa there. I've got the QR code on here. This goes to a contact card. I've got my email on here. I've also got my cell and at DJ Hapa, which is my handle on all social profiles. Now, I could hand this card to somebody. To be completely honest with you guys, though, I usually move around without any business cards on me. I have thought, though, more recently that I need to start doing this more. And I'm going to do actually a reorder of business cards and have them on me. However, the and here and the all of the above, the and that I'm talking about here is that I think it's important to also exchange contact information. Because to be honest with you, the one thing that I almost always have on me is my phone. So I might not have your business card on me. And then if I've got your business card or you've got my business card, I'm still not in, and you're still not in my database. When I put you in my phone, you're now then in my database. So I want you in there. So what I would also do is, and this is what I do most often, I'm just getting back from a conference actually right now where I've met, I don't know, I probably met 30, 40 people that I've added to my phone. So I'll give somebody my phone, open up the contacts app on my phone, and I'll give them my phone. Old school, I know, it's old school. I'll give them my phone and hit that little plus sign to add a new contact, and then give them that so that they can fill in their name with the correct spelling. They can put in their phone number. They can put in their email address. If I look over and this person has only put in their email address, a lot of times I'll be like, can you also fill out your phone? Like, are you better on text? Yeah, actually text is much better. Okay, cool. Fill out that. Right? Because for me, I'm decent. I'm like a 7 on email, but I'm like an 8 or a 9 on text. So I want your number, and a lot of people are like that. And there's also a sort of a different level, I think, of intimacy to some degree if I got your number and we're texting versus emailing. Like emailing seems a bit colder in like the pyramid of communication, which I should actually create a visual of the pyramid of communication. I feel like I see it in my head, but I should create that visual. This is so important though for me to have you in my phone, because then I can like reference you right away. I also take the time after the fact to maybe jot down a quick little note in there. And sometimes that doesn't happen real time. Sometimes that happens later that night or after the trip. I'll go back through my contacts and I'll make a few notes. And I try to add in notes of things that maybe we've spoken about, things that maybe you're passionate about. Maybe you have a dog and you're a huge dog lover. I might write that in my notes. Now, I want to share with you 2 resources. And this is not, I'm not paid to mention these apps at all, just as a full disclaimer, although I probably should be, but it is what it is. That's fine. I'm happy to share the love, spread the love. I use an app called Contacts Plus. I pay for it. I pay like $10 a month, I think, for it. I know it's a decent amount of money to pay for a contacts app. The reason why I pay for it though is because it still does something that my iPhone doesn't do, as at least I think so, which is that it sorts my contacts by date backwards. So the most recent contacts are at the top. It also will pull data from that email address and sync it to LinkedIn. So it'll actually go and pull, this is their information from LinkedIn as well, and it'll fill that in and update those cards real time, like update those contact cards real time, which I love. Because if somebody's changed jobs, their email address may change, but their old email address may still be linked to LinkedIn somehow, and I'm able to sort of still see that they've moved on. It also, the biggest thing though is that it pulls up like who I've contacted last. So that whole thing that I told you about going and reaching out to people from a conference afterwards, that's what I do. I go to Contacts Plus, sort it backwards, and then I start hitting people back up and just texting people like, it was great to meet you, this and that. The second app that I'll give you 2 of them, 2 for the price of 1 here. One is called Up Habit. The other is called Clay, C-L-A-E, I believe. I believe that's right. C-L-A-E. Oh, C-L-A-Y is the name of the app. They're both CRMs. They're personal CRMs, contact or customer retention management. Like, I know that's a big fancy word. Basically what they do is they will prompt me if I haven't spoken to somebody in a long time, and you set how long you want to speak to this person, how often you want to speak to this person, it'll prompt me if I haven't spoken to that person in a while. So this will give me a great opportunity to reach back out to that person. That way I don't have to remember everything. I just got my ding, so I've got a 1-minute warning here. Let's do it. I'm going to break this down. These are some key takeaways. Number 1, try to rethink what networking is, quote unquote networking is. It's really just talking to people, and be an active listener. Listen to the person that you're talking to. I know sometimes when we talk, we're or when we're in the middle of a conversation, we're not really listening. We're actually thinking of the cool thing that we're going to say to respond to that person, or we're thinking about lunch or whatever. So really listen to somebody and engage in a meaningful conversation. Number two, at the end of the conversation, make sure to exchange information. If you felt like there was a connection there, exchange information. And number three, don't just rely on handing somebody your business card. Actually get them into your phone. And then I'll give you a number four here. Number four, use some sort of personal CRM like UpHabit or Clay, CLAY, to be able to use the technology to prompt you to reach out to people you haven't spoken to in a while that you've made a connection with. Hope you found this helpful. I'll see y'all on the next one.